Hey there, and welcome to episode 48 of Cast Reflect. I'm your host Josh, and I'm joined as always by Connell Luke the Truth Jennings.
Roll out.
Roll out. Yeah, that will mean nothing if I didn't put the start in.
Well, we've got to do that now.
You have
a
to
little
wait
bit
to
more
the end.
editing for
You
you.
have to wait to the end now.
But really, I was just doing my Optimus Prime impression.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one. Just does he just say like roll out?
Autobots, roll out.
Roll out. How are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm all right, man. I'm all right.
Yeah?
Just packing now. Half the flat's packed up.
The shelf behind you is looking barren.
She bare.
She's barren, mate. She's barren. How's it
Yeah.
going? How's the packing going? You nearly done?
It's all right. Yeah, it's just, I hate moving house. It's well long, innit?
It's rubbish.
It's just well long.
It's like
mate,
one of the most stressful things you'll ever do, isn't it? Moving out.
Yeah, even when it's like as stress free as it can be, it's still a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a massive ball ache, isn't it? Like the whole thing.
Ordered loads of boxes. Then half the stuff's in them now. Just sort of leaving out the things that I'm still using for the next week.
Yeah. When's your moving date? Next
end of the month.
Right, okay.
29th.
Okay, so you got next Thursday. Same day as Final Fantasy Rebirth comes out.
Oh, well, won't be playing that on that day.
Nah, I'll be stuck moving the fuck out. That's annoying. What have you been playing?
I have been absolutely seshing a game called Against the Storm.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, have you heard of it?
I haven't. I've seen you playing it on Steam, but I haven't actually haven't played it or heard of it.
Oh, I put some hours into that recently.
Nice. Tell me about it.
So it's a city builder.
Okay.
And sorry to be the bearer of bad news after what you said on the live episode that we did last week.
Yeah.
It's a roguelite city builder.
I don't mind roguelites. They have to be the right thing.
Yeah. It's interesting, right? So you spawn in like a forest, and you have a set amount of villagers that are different species. Some are foxes, some are lizards, some are hamster things.
Right.
And you've got to like chop down the trees to reveal glades around you, and each glade has like different events in it that you have to deal with, but they're like completely random. You don't know what's going to be in them until you've chopped through and opened it up. But then you've got like in all of the glades there'll be resources like food and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So you sort of expand as you go, but you're always playing against the clock. For like the queen, you never actually meet her. Well, I don't know. I haven't met her yet.
Right.
But there's like an impatience meter, and you've got to fulfill certain things in each mission
to keep
the meter down, sort of thing,
right,
so you don't lose.
Cool.
And then once you fill her like happiness bar, these aren't what they're called. I'm just giving you those as names.
Yeah.
Then like you finish and then you start a new settlement, and
right. Okay.
you can trade with the old settlements that you've created.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
And then after like a week, so maybe like 5 settlements that you've created, like that it purges and starts again.
Right.
But you keep everything that you've unlocked, so you get like better starting resources and stuff, so you can end up going further out.
So you can tech quicker, yeah.
Exactly, yeah. So it works really well. What I would say is, I think personally, it's a little bit slow in that early stage to get going.
Yeah.
But then I was learning how to play the game a lot, so that might be a bit on me as well. But it's really fun, man. Like a really, really good city builder experience blended well with a roguelite, which isn't something that I would naturally try and blend together.
So that sounds like something I would enjoy with roguelite elements. That's exactly the sort of game I was talking about last week on the live pod. Do you know what I mean? Like I like the mechanic of it. I find I get a bit despondent with some roguelites to a certain extent. Like I just don't. I'm like, it doesn't change quick enough for me. You know what I mean? And it's like,
I know.
I cannot be fucked to fight this guy on the bridge again because I know I've had a really shit run and I know I'm gonna die. But that actually sounds really interesting.
Yeah, I think you'd enjoy it. It's definitely one you can sink some hours into.
Yeah.
It's proper addictive, and it's just sort of like, oh, one more settlement. I'll just do one more
I'll
settlement.
just do one more. Yeah,
And
it's a
then
classic. It's a classic. I'll just do one more game.
2 hours later, and you're like, oh, there's another 5 settlements deep.
I've actually started another run. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. It's just a little indie, is it?
Yeah, so it came out in early access back in 2021, I think. And I bought it like early last year at some point. It was still in early access when I bought it,
Yeah.
and dabbled with it, but never really gave it the time of day. It got its
Right.
full release in December.
Oh, so it's fairly
Just
new
gone.
then.
Yeah. And I jumped back into it then, and yeah, I was just hooked on it.
Oh, sick. It sounds really good, man. It sounds, yeah.
It's
It sounds really, really
definitely
good.
worth checking out. You got to do like because you can trade for like resources, and some areas are more rich in certain resources than others, so you sort of
Yeah.
have to use the trader to balance out what you can get to swap it for what you
So it's
what you
got
need.
that kind of management style to it as well, where you got to, it's not like infinite resources.
Yes, very much not infinite.
You have to micromanage and stuff like that.
Yeah, like some of them, there'll be, and each area has like modifiers, just random modifiers based on how far out you go and stuff.
Right. Okay.
So some of the areas will have like really limited food resources, or some of them will be abundant with food, but they'll have limited like grain or crops or stuff like that.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
or yeah. So it's
So that's cool because it keeps you on your toes, doesn't it? And it stops you from kind of like exploiting a potential sort of flaw in a game's design, if you know what I mean. Like, or finding a way around it so you can just constantly get through to the next run like every single time.
yeah, exactly.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, it's good.
And that was called Against the Storm, was it?
Against the Storm by Eremite Games.
That sounds really cool, man. It sounds really cool. Is that all you've been playing, really? Just been seshing that recently?
Pretty much. Yeah,
Been playing
pretty much.
Counter-Strike?
Little bit of Counter-Strike, little bit of Rocket League. Just
Where's
a
my
little
text,
dabble.
mate? Where's my text?
Wow, I don't know.
No excuses.
Well, shouldn't have said I was playing it, really.
I'm going to be on you now, mate. I'm going to be on you like a hawk.
I didn't want to bother you. You're busy, aren't you?
Yeah, busy sat there waiting for you.
You've got podcasts to edit.
To be fair, I've been playing loads, man. I've been playing loads recently. I'm getting a little bit kind of overwhelmed with how much I'm playing and sort of how many games are coming out. I finished Prince Persia, which is really good, and I lent it to my mate Josh, who I work with. He's really enjoying it. Amazing game, really, really good game. Would totally recommend. I'm near the end of Dredge. I'm at the last area, like the volcanic area.
Yeah.
I'm just collecting the fish to do the stone tablets.
Yeah.
Well, I say I'm near the end. I'm assuming I'm near the end.
Still enjoying it?
Yeah. Really enjoying it. I haven't played it for a few days, but I am really enjoying it, and I want to get it. Sort of want to get it boxed off, including the Pale Reach, I think, which is the DLC, which I think is only about an hour. This is like another area. No, it's really good. Yeah, I love it. I think it's a fantastic game. I still can't believe it was developed by 4 people. Like, kudos to you guys, man, because you've made a fucking absolute amazing game. What else have I been playing? I started playing Helldivers 2.
Oh yeah, where's my text?
Well, I've been telling you to get it. You said you were going to get it at the weekend.
I will. It's on PC as well, isn't it?
It is on PC as well. Yeah.
Is it crossplay?
It is crossplay. I got it on
fantastic.
PS5, and Adam got it on PS5. I think Robbie's got it on PS5 as well.
Yeah.
Toby's going to get it, so we're gonna have quite a few people to play with. But it's maximum squad of 4. So the game itself is fucking brilliant. It's so good. Like you would absolutely love it, man. It's amazing.
I was watching some videos of it. Like the airstrikes sound so cool.
It's just the most chaotic, like adrenaline fueled 40 minutes, because each mission is, well, most of the missions I played so far are 40 minutes. Yeah. I don't know whether they get shorter as the difficulty goes up. So you can basically pick the difficulty you want to do at the start of your dive, and then you land on like a smallish map, and you've got your main objectives, which once you complete, you can extract.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's a couple of sub objectives, and then you can do like the bug nests as well, or like the kind of the red glowy areas on the map, which are like sort of like bug hives and bug nests that you can do, like a big collection of enemies.
Okay.
And obviously, the more stuff you do before you extract, like the more experience you get, the more
Yeah,
requisition points, all that jazz. The gameplay is just so good. Like it's so good. It's so fluid. The game's beautiful looking. It's just carnage. It's just carnage. You land and you think, right, just get my machine gun, get like a resupply down, and then before you know it, you've just got fucking bugs like just everywhere, and then like the big ones start coming in, and it's like just fucking mental. It's so, but in a really good way. Like it's hectic, but not like I'm losing my shit. It's like you're fighting for your fucking life, tooth and nail, every single kind of encounter, and it's just a really, really solid kind of gameplay loop. Like the levels are really interesting. The objectives don't get boring and repetitive because the combat's so good.
Yeah.
And it's so unpredictable at times. I love everything about it, apart from the issues that they're having with the matchmaking and the connectivity at the moment. Like it's just it's so all over the place. Like me and Adam have played it quite a bit, and he's just disconnected. Like almost every time we've played it, like we'll be halfway through a mission, and it will just kick him out, and then it will kick him out of the party, and he's got to restart his PlayStation. And I'm there like fighting off a fucking horde, like on my own. The other day, we did everything on a map. Got to the extraction site with like 6 minutes left, called it in, and then it just kicked us both out. So it was like brilliant.
That's pain, isn't
just lost all that stuff.
It's the mechanic, mate. That's the bugs. They're getting into your system.
The bugs are actual real bugs.
They get into your PlayStation.
yeah. But that's my only. It's kind of putting me off playing it a little bit at the moment because they have been patching it and they've been really vocal. Arrowhead have been really vocal about. We know it's. I don't think they were expecting it to do so well. They had I think it was like the 11th highest concurrent ever players on Steam the other day, which is fucking mental.
Yeah, that is mad.
When you look at the size of the game and the studio. Like it beat GTA 5 the other day. It's just insane. So they put a cap on like the server capacity at the moment. I think it's 450,000 people, what they kind of upgrade and iron out any issues with matchmaking. But I'm really excited to play more of it. I'm really, really excited to play more of it because it is amazing. I've just got that little anxiety about sitting down to play it.
Yeah, getting
and then 40 minutes goes
in,
by,
yeah.
and then it's just like brilliant. Just got
See you.
out. So yeah, I would totally recommend people picking it up. It's only 30 quid on Steam. Well worth getting. If you've not noticed it already, it's pretty much doing the rounds everywhere at the moment. But absolutely amazing game. And then finally, so I can stop talking. I brought an Xbox.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I brought an Xbox on finance and
Series S or X?
Series X.
Oh, nice. What's bad to that?
I get a Series S.
I've got a Series S. What's wrong with that?
Nah, can't be bothered with that. Do you know what though? Thinking about it, I probably could have got away with just getting a Series S because I've basically brought it so I can play Game Pass games on
Gears of War.
Gears of War. No, to be fair, that is on the Xbox Game Pass, isn't it? But not on PC. Yeah. So we could legit do the second one now.
We could.
No, it was basically I've been flirting with the idea of getting one for ages to just chill and play on the telly because sometimes when you sat at your desk all day at work, you don't want to come home and I brought it for the choice. You know what I mean? And then also Carly's just playing The Sims all the time on my computer, so she's fuming that I've had to kick her off to do the podcast. So it's good, man. I've never like sat and played with one properly. It's a really nice console actually. Like it's decent.
Yeah, they're cool.
Yeah. I've been playing Persona 3 Reload. It's just amazing. It's just fucking amazing. I'm so happy. That I'm playing it. I love Persona games so much. But I'm going to play it a little bit more before I go into it, yeah. I think that's it, mate. I think
You've been
that's
busy,
it.
ain't you?
I have been busy. Been busy playing a lot of games, yeah. But that's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. Right, let's go into the main topic of today. I wanted to have a chat about console life cycles. It doesn't sound very glamorous if you're listening. I promise it will probably get a bit better. I promise it will probably get better.
It might get better.
It might get better. But this kind of came about from this article, so I got hit from IGN, from Wesley Yin-Poole. So this is basically PS5's entering the latter stages of its life cycle, Sony says. Basically down to them not meeting expectations for sales last quarter of last year. So I just thought that's a bit mad. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it depends what he means by the last cycle, right? Because, well, I mean, yeah, we can go into it, but PS5 came out in 2020.
November 2020, right?
Yeah. So we've just hit...
So it's just over 3 years old.
Yeah.
Which is not a lot.
I would say that's probably more like about halfway through a console's life cycle. So I've got the release dates for consoles. I haven't got them to the month, so it's just going to...
No, that's all right. That's all right.
But if we look at PlayStation to start off, PlayStation 1994 was PlayStation, the original. Then PlayStation 2 was 2000, so 6 years there. PlayStation 3 was 2006, 6 years there. PlayStation 4 then was 2013.
7, yeah.
And then you've got PlayStation 5, 2020.
Yeah.
So 7 again.
Okay. So it is all around, actually, you're right. It's roughly around 6 years, isn't it? On average, it's going to be about 6 years.
Years. Roughly. Right. So if they're saying this is... it depends on what they mean by it's entering like the last cycle.
It says the latter stages of its cycle, of its life cycle.
Which, I mean...
I guess
it's a bit vague, isn't it? Because it's like, what is the latter stages? So like maybe a year, 2 years? In which case, then, it's short, but it's not
short and
absurdly shorter than what they have done in the past.
Yeah.
I don't know. For me personally, it's like if they turned around and said PS6 next year, which isn't going to happen, but if that's what they turn around and said, like, it's too soon. I'm not buying another one.
Yeah, that's it.
So and it's only going to hamper sales more. If they're not happy with the sales they've got now, releasing another one sooner, it might give like a cash injection, but long term, I think you would just see more people actually just stay on PS5, or the price should drop of PS5 and people will just buy that because they haven't got it yet.
Exactly, and I don't know. I say I don't know. Obviously, COVID had a massive effect on the development of a lot of games and their time frames and when they've released. So I think a lot of games got delayed probably when they might have come out a bit sooner. Because my thinking was, and this might be a bit unfair, but I feel like I've not played loads on PS5. Do you know what I mean? I know it could potentially run for another 3 years and we could be having this conversation then in episode fucking 200 or whatever, but it feels like looking through my games on my physical games of PS5, I don't know. It doesn't feel like I've played loads of first party PlayStation games for PS5. Do you know what I mean? Like just thinking off the top of my head, I think we've had Spider-Man 2, Horizon 2. What else has there been? Like we haven't had a new Naughty Dog game. We haven't had a new Sony Bend game. There's a new Gran Turismo, to be fair. What else is there? Mate? Let me have a quick look here. No new Housemarque game. Bungie is still working on their game.
Ratchet
Blue Point
Clank,
did Demon Souls.
Or was that PS4?
Yeah, that was Insomniac. They Insomniac put 2 first party games out on PS5.
God of War?
God of War. Fair enough. But we're still, we're still waiting on Sucker Punch,
Demon's Souls,
Sony San Diego, Media Molecule. I don't know what's going on with them because obviously Dreams. Like
Yeah.
Sony Bend. It's like Sony Bend haven't made anything since Days Gone, and that came out like fucking 7 years ago.
Who did
So
Ghost of Tsushima?
Sucker Punch.
Sucker Punch. Yeah, that was right.
But to piggyback off that point as well, Sony have also said that there'll be no major first party releases for PS5 until I think it was until the first quarter of 2025.
Yeah.
So we're not going to see another first party game for at least.
But
a
then,
year.
like, what's the latter stages? Do you know what I mean? If we're
That's what I mean. Like, surely Naughty Dog are working on a PS5 game.
Do they just mean the second half of its life cycle?
I don't know. It's so vague, isn't it, in terms of the headline?
Because
and the article, to be fair, like it's fine. It doesn't go into a lot of detail because it was just one quote. I'll read the quotes from Sony Senior Vice President Naomi Matsuoka. Looking ahead, PS5 will enter the latter stages of its life cycle. As such, we will put more emphasis on the balance between profitability and sales. For this reason, we expect the annual sales pace of PS5 hardware will start falling into the next fiscal year. Which, obviously makes loads more sense. Because console sales are going to drop off, aren't they, after the first 2 or 3 years? But
we also haven't had PS5 Slim, PS5 Pro. So if you look back at...
The Slim is available now, isn't it? PS5
is it available now?
Yeah.
Can you buy that
sure
now?
It's available now? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's launched now, yeah.
Oh yeah, looky that.
Yeah.
Still looks massive.
It's still absolutely enormous.
Okay, so we're looking at that now. So that's released 4 years in ish, 3 years into the cycle. So they did PlayStation, and then they released. Do you remember PS1?
What do you mean?
There was PlayStation.
Oh, sorry, the smaller one, yeah.
The little one that looked like
the foldy
portable one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that came out in 2000, so 6 years after PlayStation.
Yeah.
Which is the same year PlayStation 2 came out, which feels mad.
Yeah.
Then PlayStation 2 to Slim was another 4 years.
Yeah.
And then free Slim was 3 years. And then they did PS3 Super Slim.
Yeah, I had one of those.
Which was another 3 years. PS4 to PS4 Slim was 3 years. So PS5 to PS5 Slim was 3 years. They're tracking on a similar trajectory.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, what we're looking at 2026 for PS6.
PS6, yeah, maybe 2027 potentially.
Yeah.
I think it would depend on whether they put a pro model out, really. Because if they put a pro model out, which is 60 frames at 4K, I think you know, like me and Carly were talking about this the other day. Is like, how is it going to get to the point where it's like the only reason I'm going to buy a new console is because it's got a game on it I want to play, which I can't play on my PS5 because the visual fidelity of games on the current generation of consoles is just fucking mad. It's so good.
Yeah, but I used to
think
that. I used to think that on every other console I've ever had.
I know what you're saying, but this is the first generation where it feels truly photorealistic. Do you know what I mean? Like PS4 was nearly there on a few games, and this I don't get me wrong. I know what you're gonna say. Like, obviously, the next generation of consoles, the better technology, it will look even better, and it will be mind blowing. Obviously, when you see it, but I don't know. I feel like it's
not simulation theory yet, though.
No,
you know what I mean? Wait for PlayStation 12 Simulation Theory Portable, where you just jack yourself in.
Yeah.
And that's it. You forget you're even playing a game. You forget which one's real life and which one's the game.
Hopefully I'll just forget what real life is. I was just going to go and play Mass Effect in simulation.
Put me back
theory.
in the Matrix.
Yeah. But it's weird. It's weird. The other thing as well, which is worth mentioning, is Xbox will reportedly, and I'm saying this with inverted commas, will stop making consoles.
Air quotes.
Yeah. Phil Spencer did come out and kind of clarify that that's sort of not what they mean, but equally, it's like if that happened, where the fuck did I leave Game Pass? And this was all spurred on from them saying they were going to release 4 of their games on other consoles, right, rather than Xbox exclusive. Because apart from me, you brought one the other day. Not many people are actually buying these. So I was looking at this, and Series X and S combined, has sold under 21 million units, which is not a lot, really, considering the PS5 sold 50 million. So the PS5 are destroying this generation of hardware sales, like absolutely just destroying the competition.
Yeah. And I think Xbox 360 was around 84 million units.
Yeah. Oh, and that was their golden console.
That's what I mean. Like, that's their benchmark. That's their bar that they're trying to hit.
And so the Xbox One, oh god, their console names are so bad. The Xbox One sold 58 million.
What?
So
the
the
One S or
PlayStation
the
5,
One X?
it just says Xbox One X. I'm assuming that's both of them. But that sold 58 million, sorry. So the PlayStation 5 is going to comfortably outsell that. Like, do you know what I mean? It's not like, I don't get how they're. Let me rephrase that. I can see the reporting and the rumours come into life a little bit that they're going to stop making consoles because they're just, other than the 360, which is the outlier, you know, PlayStation have outsold them comfortably. PlayStation 3 eventually ended up selling more than the Xbox 360, which is wild, considering how those 2 generations started. How badly received the PS3 was. But it just absolutely skyrocketed towards the end of its life cycle because of its first party games. But the first party games are just better, aren't they?
Xbox's life cycle for consoles is pretty mad as well.
Yeah,
like, it's way less consistent than Sony's, because they did original Xbox 2001, 360 2005, so 4 years apart.
4 years. They smashed out an Xbox 360.
And then Xbox One was 2013.
Yeah, fucking hell. Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it?
And then
the Xbox 360 was on sale for 2 years more than the PS3, but the PS3 sold 8 million more. That's mad. 3 million more, sorry. That is crazy.
Yeah, so they've got a lot less consistency with their release schedules, but Sony seems pretty much average out at like 6 years.
Yeah. Been doing it a while, haven't they, to be fair? Been doing it a while.
So have Nintendo.
Yeah, well, I was
so have
just
Nintendo.
looking at that. I like, the Switch has sold 139 million consoles.
It's got fucking mad. Such a wide target audience.
Like, that could almost that could potentially, I don't think it will, but because it'd have to sell 15 more million, but that could end up outselling the PS2, which is the most sold console of all time, which is crazy. Yeah, absolutely crazy. Mad.
Good
but
console.
I think we're getting that new one next year anyway. Yeah, it's mad, man. Like, I just think what's going to happen. Well, like, what would happen to Game Pass as well if Xbox decided they weren't going to make consoles? Like, they're going to have to. Are they going to just dedicate, that to PC, or are they going to put that on other platforms? Like, I can't see them putting that on the PlayStation platform.
Well, I don't know. If they're not making consoles, then it doesn't feed into their desire to keep their prime retail on only Xbox, right?
Yeah.
So if they're not making a console, then if anything, it's only beneficial to get that on, to get Game Pass on PlayStation. It's weird. Would they just change it to Game Pass and not call it Xbox Game Pass?
Video Game Pass.
Video Game Pass. Video Game Library subscription.
Yeah, Microsoft Game Pass or something like that. I don't know. I just think, like, they've made a real effort to buy loads of studios recently, and they've spent a colossal amount of money on it, and they just don't have the first party clout that Sony do. Do you know what I mean? Like, Sony have built these studios up from day one, effectively, and they've made really smart acquisitions. Like I think buying Bungie, it's gone so under the radar. Like Bungie developed one of the greatest first-person shooters ever. Do you know what I mean? Like
For Xbox.
yeah, exactly. And they've just, I know 343 kind of split off, and they're who Microsoft own, but a lot of the devs that were there at the start are still at Bungie now. So, like, that's a really, really shrewd acquisition, because I think if you can say one thing about Sony's first party library is that they probably don't have a real like killer first person shooter.
No,
do you know
true.
what I mean? Not like Xbox had with Halo. You could say Killzone, but I can't see Guerrilla making another Killzone game.
Also, it wasn't really competing with Halo, was it?
Nah. And Bungie's new game looks wicked as well, and that's gonna be PlayStation exclusive, maybe. You're seeing this happen though, man. Like these Sony and Microsoft are kind of like Sony are bleeding in their first party games like onto Steam,
PC, yeah,
stuff like that. I think maybe we'll see a world eventually where you have your exclusives on console for PlayStation, for example, and then a year later you get it on PC. But I don't know. It's wild, isn't it?
It's weird.
It's the fucking Wild West at the
we're
moment.
venturing into some weird times with it, I think. But I mean, it's not like the first time it's happened in our lifetime. Sega used to make consoles. Sega were a big console competitor when I was really young.
Yeah, the only thing I'd say with that is that the Dreamcast just fucked them, because people just they couldn't sell any games for it because people were just copying them.
Yeah, it's because they had no
DRM
anti-piracy
yeah
stuff.
yeah So the Dreamcast was a fucking brilliant console, but they didn't make any money on it because you don't typically make money on the consoles, you make it on the games.
And nobody bought the games.
And nobody bought the games because everyone just bought one of the game.
Or one person bought one.
One person bought one, and then
everyone else got
it to a DVD
off of that guy.
yeah, exactly. There's a little guy down Camden Market selling fucking Sonic Adventure 2. He's got about 100 copies of it.
Can't shift them these days.
Nintendo are kind of doing their own thing, like they always sort of have. I don't think they've ever been seen as a direct competition to Sony and Microsoft. So
yeah, they almost fill a different void, don't they?
I think they're just in their own league, really. Like, I've bummed Nintendo forever. Do you know what I mean? I love Nintendo. I think they're amazing. They've always gone against the grain.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They've done what they want to do rather than just go, we're going to try and make a really powerful console. Like,
yeah,
they trust
like football and rugby, right? It's like they're both sports, but you can't compare them to each other.
Nah. I just think they've got so much faith in their IP and how good their games genuinely are.
Yeah, but they treat their IP really well. They always have.
Yeah. And I think Sony have as well, though. I think that's where you see Xbox that's where they drop the ball, I think. They don't have enough first-party studios to sell the console.
I agree Sony have, but they haven't got the longevity of treating their IPs like Sony have. Do you know what I mean? Like, not many of Sony's have the lifespan of, your Mario and stuff like that.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Like that sort of timeless intellectual property, yeah.
Yeah, like basically, if anything's like official Mario, it's... Well, it goes back to the Nintendo thing before, where they used to put like a certified stamp of approval on there, like, because they have that correlation of, well, this is a Nintendo product, so it's going to be good.
Yeah, exactly. It's like Sainsbury's Taste the Difference. It's like, yeah, they put their little stamp on it and everyone's like, oh, that's nice, isn't it? That's a bit nicer than the other one. Mario is well better than Sonic. Yeah, it definitely is. Yeah, I think the other thing to mention as well with Nintendo is their games are just really good. Do you know what I mean? They've got this set core of IP that they do recycle, and people roll their eyes and go, oh, look, they're bringing out another Mario game and another Zelda game. It's like, if you played them, they're all fucking amazing.
Yeah, they are.
Like, they're all amazing, and they're all different in their own way. It's just it's the same plumber or it's the same guy in his little green tunic, but the games are like completely different each time to an extent. I love them. I love them. Well, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? I mean, I can't see Xbox stop making consoles, like especially if PlayStation go, yeah, 6 is out in 2 or 3 years, or whatever. I just can't see them doing it.
Yeah, I can't see I can't see it happening either. Also, what happens in that world? What happens to PlayStation at that point? Because they don't really have a competitor for home console anymore. If Xbox stopped making like you've got the Switch, but it's not like people aren't, or I don't really know people that use their Switch as like a sort of like home entertainment system, whereas people use the Xbox and the PlayStation for
Yeah,
Netflix, for Sky, for YouTube, for everything, as
yeah.
well as gaming.
I think I think the only thing that's going to really claw some points back for them is if Bethesda start knocking these games out, because they've got studios working on some games. Like, imagine Elder Scrolls 6 being an Xbox exclusive or PC.
That'd
Like,
be
they'd
good.
sell, like, that is a console seller. And they just don't have a game that does that. They just don't have a game that does that. Sony have games that do that. The Xbox don't, and so did Nintendo.
Yeah.
But they're gonna have to pull their finger out because they can't just keep buying studios and being like, "What game are you working on?" Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Probably be on Game Pass though, so sign up now.
Exactly. I mean, mate, Game Pass is amazing. Game Pass is absolutely amazing.
Oh, I love
it.
Game Pass. Yeah, I love it. So basically, our conclusion here is Xbox shouldn't stop making consoles, even though they aren't really competing in the way that they want them to. They should still continue doing it anyway.
Yeah.
And it's too early for PlayStation 6.
Yeah.
So just everyone calm down.
Everyone just calm down. It was one article. Why are we doing a podcast on this?
So everyone calm down. Just back up and just let's just chill for a bit.
Let's just enjoy. Let's enjoy how many video games are coming out, because it's never been better, really. I don't think it's ever been better.
It's mad at the moment.
It's great.
So many good games dropping.
There's just I can't keep up. Getting anxiety thinking about it. I wanna just, like, you know when they plug you into the Matrix and it's like, I need to know how to do kung fu.
Yeah.
And you just wake up like 5 minutes later and
you learn it.
I just want that, but I just want to plug video games into my head and just be like,
played that.
Yeah, played it. I remember everything about it, even though I didn't do it. It's kind of fucked up, innit? I actually don't think I would like that.
Yeah, I don't think I like that. I would rather waste the time playing video games and learn the kung fu that way.
Yeah, fair. I agree with you there. You got anything else on that?
No, I think it's interesting. Once you look at the time, like the periods of time that each iteration of the console was out for.
Yeah.
I think, however they want to frame it, we're entering the final life cycle for it. I don't actually, it's not like it's going to abruptly end. I think it's just going to be they've probably started work, or at least are preparing the work for the next console at this point.
Yeah,
that's what they
100%.
mean by it.
Yeah.
Rather than us being like, wow, PlayStation 5's a write-off then.
Yeah. I think it's one of those quotes that could get easily taken out of context. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It gets quoted and it's like, oh my God, they're going to stop making they're going to stop making PS5 games. Like, PS5 games still come out like years after the PS6 comes out.
Fear sales. That's how they get you. They clickbait you in with these scary titles.
Yeah, that's literally it.
Yeah.
Wicked. Right, we'll do a quick reflect selects then. So this week, I'm going to go for not Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, but Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons remake.
Two brothers,
A Tale of Two Sons. This is developed by Avant Garden, and it's out on February 28th on PC, PS5, and Series X and Series S. Have you played the original?
Yeah, it's a cool game. Really cool.
It's really, really good. So it's originally developed by Starbreeze, and directed by Joseph Fares, who went on to do A Way Out and It Takes Two. So he founded
Oh yeah.
Haze Light Studios,
Oh,
which you
yeah.
can kind of see the
you can
correlation
you can
between the three games now. Yeah,
definitely.
but Avant Garden have taken up the remake development. I believe this is their first game as well.
He's got a good track record for making co-op games, hasn't he?
He loves it. He loves a little co-op game. Yeah, I mean, I'm super excited. To digress very quickly. Super excited to see what his next game is. What Haze Light's next game is, because loved A Way Out, and It Takes Two was just stunning, like on so many levels, like so good, so emotional as well. I loved it. But yeah, this A Tale of Two Sons, very much in the mold of those two games. It's just a pure, co-op puzzle game with some platforming bits. Me and my brother, ironically, played this years ago when it came out, like originally, and it's really, really good. It's really good. It's quite somber, but it's like very hopeful in its story. Visually, it looks stunning. The music looks great. Sounds great. I think this would be a good one to play on the channel, mate. I think this would be a good one to play on the channel.
Yeah,
definitely.
Give that a go.
Yeah, because it's been a long time since I played it, so it'd be quite fresh. Yeah.
I think, what was it? PS3? I'd have played that on.
Yeah, PS3. Yeah, PS3 and 360. Yeah. Two Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons. February 28th.
Lovely.
Right. What you got out this week, mate?
It's a little Magic the Gathering highlights video.
Oh yeah, nice.
Playing spell table. It's called Magic and Chill.
Magic and Chill, nice.
Yeah, it's good. It's just lots of us playing card games.
Yeah. We had some games, didn't we? We had some games the day you came down.
We did. You bullied me, mate.
The first game, it was like I couldn't really, like, Adam's deck was just so cunty.
Disgusting.
Like, it was just horrible. And really, I should have just gone for him. Wait, no, did I? No, I won the first game, didn't I?
You won the first game.
Yeah, that was it. Oh, no, I did go for Adam. I did go for him. He scooped anyway, because he scooped fuck all out. Yeah. And then the second
It was just because I had Shieldred out and everyone hated it.
Yeah, because it was just annoying though, isn't it? It is annoying. It's like, draw a card, fucking lose 2 life. And you get that other card out and it's like, you lose 4 life now. And then 8 life. It's just like, brilliant. Gonna have to get rid of that.
It's good fun.
But he did get that Savage one out. And I did exile that. So it wasn't all horrible. And you both turned on me as well. Why am I justifying this? You both turned on me. So won. I was like, well, fuck yeah. Well, yeah. That's a ride on down, didn't I?
Ride on down with the Rohan Riders.
With the Rohirrim. Fucking swing your head off. And then the second game was just mental. Like, Adam was sort of teaching Carly, and then Adam was too pissed that he went to go and lay down on the sofa. And Carly just sort of like...
won.
Yeah, then Carly ended up winning. It's just like, fucking hell. This is a disaster. And then we got good fun. We got pretty drunk and listened to all our old bands. Yeah. It was amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah. Fun. Yeah. Oh, cool. So that's out on
Magic video out on Loot the Truth this weekend.
Love it. Excellent stuff. Well, that'll do us this week. Thanks for joining, Con, as always.
Thanking you.
And thanks everyone for listening, and we'll see you all in episode 49.
Continue.
Nice, man.
Let's roll in. Roll out.
Let's roll in and then roll out.